right back to where we left. Nothing you would like to do before you wait for the trial to begin?
Long rest, like I said.
Long rest is 8 hours, so anything else?
Um,
Okay. In that case, you do not
Rick would keep guessing at the door, but
give me another intelligence check just to see if you do roll particularly well or something.
Can I see if something comes to me in a dream?
Sure, you can also roll an intelligence roll if you want to.
never mind.
That's a 10. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck! Shit, how do you know? Okay, I need to formulate this in a way that doesn't immediately give it away, but is big enough of a hint. I was hoping you just rolled shit, but okay. Okay, let's see. Natural 20. Um, okay. Let's start off slow. You're starting to get the idea that you're just sort of like leaning back against the wall, just closing your eyes, going,
Wait.
you sometimes look at it and go.
Wait.
So you think about water, you think about the goat, you think about even the location of the surf fall into the surf pool, and you actually reach into your backpack and you realize the map is still there. You fold it out and open it up.
I
Do you look?
mean, to be fair, to really throw a wrench in there, I don't have my backpack with me.
Fuck. Well,
And
do you
I don't
always
have
have
the
your map in
with
your
me.
backpack?
No, I don't need a map. I always remember maps in my head.
No, that's
Because
not
of
exactly how it is said. It says that you remember
Uh,
big details around yourself, you can't get lost. It doesn't necessarily mean that you remember the
you
map
have an
itself.
excellent memory for maps.
Fuck, okay, fine, fair enough. You open,
That's literally what it says.
you go into your mind palace and you
And it's
open
the
up
only
a
map
map
recently,
over the
so
table in
you
your
know,
mind
I would
palace.
say I don't remember every map I've ever seen, but that's the latest map I've seen and the only area I've been
By the
in.
way, where is your backpack? Where did you last leave it?
On the card.
Right, okay. Um, in any case, that's lost. Anyway, back on track. So you think about it, and you remember back to where these places are located. And you remember that the Surf Falls, the river that actually leads to the Surf Falls, goes up a mountain. Do you think goats? Water? It must be something with mountain, mountainous terrain. That seems where this seems to be leading to. And you're starting to think that maybe there's the connection. This is somehow related to mountains. More specifically, you think that it might have something to do with the harshness of the mountains. The goat is a good representation. It has something to do with characteristics of that, but not necessarily the goat specifically. The goat is more sign than a specific
So it was
literal
the
indication.
waterfall that was the weird thing about it. Alright.
So now you're starting to have a better idea of what this deity is all about. This is not a deity of your hushy-pushy nature. No, this is a bit more harsh than that. More like the
Yeah.
mountain sturdiness,
Yeah, like
stubbornness,
the
like a
bone
goat.
will stay leaned against the wall and just kind of
Steadfast.
lean a bit forward and be like, Rika, I'm pretty sure the waterfall is the odd one, not the goat. It's rocky and harsh, and mountains are cold. All that environments where the goats can do rather well. It's something to do with that. Chair of the peak.
Say, Lady of the Mountain. Sarah of the Mountains.
I think rather Because you rolled
Deity
natural
of
20. It's less something to do with the location, but rather something that has to do with the location. Something you would
yeah,
have to do there.
I'm trying to think what would be a word or a thing to
Like
describe a mountain
it's
top.
not going to be the mountain goddess. That's not it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think like what
Although you
is
feel that wouldn't be all that far.
yeah. Zero of
You're in
deity
the
of
close
glacial storms.
you're close in the close ballpark.
Zero glacial storm. I don't know. I'm wondering if it's just a language barrier that's kind of blocking them now. The name. I'm thinking that it's some kind of a word to describe like how high up in the mountains, how it is like there.
I'm going to have to listen carefully because it's possible you might accidentally actually catch it at this point.
Yeah, well, it's a glacial, but I don't think that would be a word for it.
I'm going to let you spitball for a few more minutes, unless there's something else you would like to do before it begins.
Terra, the deity of frigidness, deity of Arctic.
You know what? I'm going to give you that when you said mountains, the writing on the wall had a soft glow about it.
Hmm.
There.
In fact, not only did it have a soft glow, a specific letter specifically grew more than others. Rika, you'd think that this means that that word specifically means mountain.
Mountain range. Terra, deity of the glacial mountains.
Note to
Arctic
future GMing
mountains.
Daniel, never put in a mystery that they're supposed to solve later, because they're going to try to solve it right now.
Yeah. No, it's just that I'm pretty sure, like, I have an idea what it is, but I just can't find the right word for it.
What is your idea?
Like, it's a combination of the mountain and some kind of a word that is there to describe, like, the ruggedness and the coldness of it. Or possibly the height and coldness of it.
You're getting too much caught up with the mountain. It is not the mountain itself, it's not the terrain even. Rather, it's something that you would need on the mountain. It's something.
So it's
Something.
not, the mountain is not part of the thing where it says that that needs to be said.
The mountain is part of it in a spiritual way, in a metaphorical way, but it is not in a literal way.
So it's not part of the title.
Part of the what?
The title.
No, it's not.
Because it, okay, yeah. I
So,
thought it was
mountain
part of the
itself is
title
not
when
going to be
Chris saw
part
it
of the
glowing.
title itself in any way. But
Okay.
the word mountain has something to do with it in
Okay.
in a
Yeah, that
way.
does make it, yeah, easy. I thought it was part of the actual title because it glowed when it was said.
No, that just
Okay.
means that the text on the wall said something about mountain, which means that the deity has something to do with mountains. So, reaffirming that you were kind of right.
Sarah
Alright,
of
so
the Peak. Sarah, Lady of the Peak.
You're still focusing too much on the mountain side.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's not a location. It's not anything like that.
Lady of Ice.
Lady of
Snowstorm.
Storms.
Snowstorms. Hail. Lady of Hail. Deity of Hail.
As you go on with this, once again,
Sarah of the
rock
Glacier.
moves.
I've already said Glacier.
Sure. Fuck.
You're up.
Listen, we've almost figured this out. Could Thrall wait for the night
The
a little
elders
longer?
are asking to see you.
So
Okay.
deity of range.
Irene is standing up and ready to go. Savan, are you going to keep sitting there, staring at the wall?
Yeah, I'm gonna just spurt out some words to see if it makes any words glow. I'm gonna be saying snowstorm, hail. What other words are there in English for that?
Mountain pop up. Mountain seems to have been one of the only things that did have anything to do with it, although it wasn't directly related to. It seems to have been related to a deity, but not necessarily the title it has.
Glacier doesn't light up either.
Say Lady of the Falls? No.
You
I
already have
think we
done
said
that.
that already,
We've
yeah.
done that.
Even before the nat 20.
I
the
know.
elder wants to see you
Rocks, mountains.
to denounce your life.
Swan, let's go get this faster with, and then maybe we can return to finish your business.
Breach is growling at this point, as you seem to he did not know at all.
Swan, come on.
There's a bunch of bits of.
You did not get the benefits of long rest. It has not been 8 hours.
Okay. Can I roll long short rest instead? Just to hit dice?
Do you still have hit dice to spend?
Yeah.
In that case, yeah.
No, not I will spend 2. Yay! 15 hit points.
That's quite good.
Much better.
Rika, you can do the same if you want to.
No thanks.
Okay. So, you let outside. Which one of you takes the lantern with you, if any? One?
Rika doesn't. Rika can see fine.
The bar is going to take the lantern.
Okay. So, as you go outside, you're being led through a bit of a tunnel system of sorts. To be honest, there aren't many passages one could take. There's one or two. And you're directless towards another way out. As you do, you come to a big opening with a bit of a river sort of flowing in between the rocks. There's a few makeshift bridges made to go over the rivers made out of wood and planks. You cross over one of them, and eventually you stand in a very big, wide opening. And behind you, as you have gone this way, the sound of the surf falls has become louder and louder and louder. But as you keep going, you go into another place. And you see more and more wolves, all of them seemingly having gathered. You're being brought, some of them, as you're being brought out, look at you and growl at you. Seemingly, quite a few of them don't seem to be approving of your existence, living, being alive, breathing.
Rika's eyes in a book, still trying to figure it out.
Even some of them that snap at you, the two ghosts that are accompanying you snare back at them, growl back, seemingly putting them back in their place. You're being escorted forward, where on top you see a rather thinly appearance of a wolf, with what appears to be a beard, if you can imagine. It looks pretty goofy, actually. And
so like longer fur on
yes,
shins.
precisely. It looks pretty weird. As you're being put forward, the one saying in front of all of you begins speaking. Here we are. These three have been said to have been accompanying the hunters and one man who killed one of ours just a few hours ago. It is now the time that we decide what their fate is. Though they have not actively taken any of our lives, they have fought alongside those that did. However,
Zaban is going to lean in on Rika and whisper, so did you want to talk or?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Just to make sure. Okay.
And I'll just be here and
Yep.
be, motivation. Uh, but one of us said that they spared her alive when they had the opportunity to kill her. He signs to another wolf. You recognize the wolf from at this point. You've seen him on multiple occasions. As such, now is the time to hear all sides of the stories to make sure there is no mistaken of the actions that have taken place. If we think that you mean harm to our pack, you will not leave this place. You must pay for what you have done. Let us begin with what one of our pack members has seen. He accompanied the one that has now been deceased, a woman of the name of Maria, who was one of our hunters, one of the very few that we have left. Without her, the upcoming winter will be harder to come through. As such, it's not just one of our killing, but this death endangers the survival of our whole pack. So this cannot be taken lightly. Very well. So, Rocco, tell us what happened. Another wolf walks forward. A bully one. It's hard to recognize them and make differences, but some have different fur colors, some have different things. Some you are able to recognize them as the one that you grabbed due to how close up you were to him. These three had accompanied two of the hunters who's been hunting for us for the past few months in this forest. Seeing an opportunity to get rid of them once and for all, we struck. We did not really intend to kill the four strangers that had partaken, but when we attacked, they were hitting us too. Plan was to knock them out unconscious and leave them to their own devices, but they fought back. Not only did they fight back, but they killed once they had a chance to. The friend of theirs, the one that is defending their names, that says that she was rescued by them, came out and told us to stop attacking, that they were allies. So we retreated. But those so-called allies pursued us. And when they caught up, they killed her, cold-blooded. The rest of us fled. Yes, you have a question, it appears, or something to say.
Yes, I do have a bit of a. What would you expect to happen if you were attacked? Well, let me phrase that as a question. If you were attacked, what would you do? You defend yourselves, right?
We understand your point. It is not within question that you defended yourself. However, the problem arises through the people you've decided to associate with. You understand that in times of war, someone that travels with soldiers of one nation might get caught up in the crossfire of another nation that is trying to take out these soldiers.
Yes, which is fair enough. Though I do want to talk about the circumstances of which we traveled with them, as most of us are not familiar with this area. We paid the hunters to bring us across the river. This, I think.
Zuban will take one of the bags of money and show. They should have one of these on them if you didn't take it out. Exactly same kind of bags.
Sorry, what are you showing?
Zuban is showing one of the money bags he has on him to basically show that I did give them one of these with gold in it.
And we did this because we cannot cross the bridge as the gate is currently closed. Yep.
And yet you fought alongside them, and you killed one of us.
Yep. That did happen.
That was not self-defense. They were running. They were done attacking. They were retreating. But you
Yes.
chased after them.
That is fair. Though being one of the ones who chased, I have certain compulsions that when I get them, I can't really control myself. That is a fault of mine, though I would have strongly opposed killing any werewolves, as can be attested.
Attested by whom?
By the one we formerly, though had captured, did keep alive and
Very well. So,
actually saved from others who would want to do her harm. Yeah.
can you roll me a persuasion check just to see?
Yes, I can do one of those. I'm very good at those. Thank
Good to
you.
hear. Go ahead.
Fuck me. The fuck. I have +6. Come on.
Nobody seems particularly impressed.
Yeah, mechanically, stop me off because what I want to do is basically just assist Rika because Saban knows that he does look like, yeah, not the most.
But how would you like to assist?
Basically, I chime in, like show those money bags and do things, but I'm willing, that's why I'm saying it beforehand. Stop me off if Saban is talking too much because I will only be assisting. I do not want to technically plead my own case.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
So,
But right now you haven't really done enough to really
yeah,
help
no,
out
that's what I
much.
said. Like, stop me in the future because Saban
Excellent,
will
yeah.
have some stuff to say. Stop if it gets too much because that's not what he wants to do.
Though,
like mechanically, I do not want that.
Okay.
So,
In any case, let's hear from the one they apparently saved.
I'm sorry, my one last thing.
What?
Though I do plead leniency for Staban and Irene, as they did not chase after or do anything after your people retreated.
Noted. Although it is to be questioned if they did, if they could have.
Well, Irene was conscious, so that is not necessarily a question.
yes.
And yet she did attack me.
In self-defense, yes, and protecting her comrades.
Well, I did not attack her.
Well, would you not protect your people if they were attacked?
Roll me another persuasion check.
Wow, really being savage towards this guy. Okay, that's a lot better.
Better?
I can at least get Irene out of this.
Very well, let's hear the story from the one they captured. Please step up. Hello, so I was being chased by hunters, and I was trying to escape. In my attempt to escape, I was attacking them, trying to chase them away and, well, get some of their food and perhaps that horse. I failed. They took me, and, well, they defeated me and took me captive. While I was captive, they did not hurt me, nor did they kill me, obviously, and they even fed me at one point. Later, when I tried to escape, this man, the one that's called Saban, did not stop me. He, in fact, let me escape.
I even offered her food and clothes, but okay.
Yes, they fed me. Yeah, they were quite hospitable. Although there were some threats by them. the one that killed everyone. Very well. How came
Before you, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I believe I have the other half of her story, so I would like to
very
add
well?
it with along her. she, I awoke to her trying to escape, and simply what I wanted to do was make sure that we would not be under threat from her, because, like I said, our first meeting was her attacking us. So I asked her questions, and once I heard that she has no ill intent towards us, I let her escape. And the following day, we continued our travel, intending to cross the bridge. And unfortunately, I didn't have the time to let my allies know exactly what had happened because of the ill intent in the camp towards your kind. So when we couldn't cross the bridge and we saw the hunters, when they said they were hunters, I did come across the idea that they are probably hunting your kind. Perhaps they were even the hunters she was escaping from. But I, we haven't been here for more than maybe a week and a half. So felt like a guide is necessary, and at the very least, it's better to have your enemies close to see them instead of have them somewhere and guess if they would launch a jump on you. And that is why we were with them, and also why, unfortunately, the attack ended how it ended. In the eyes of my friend, you were most likely the very same who escaped and came to get revenge. So,
Roll me persuasion. You're gonna have to do this one. Rika can't roll
yeah.
that one for you.
Well, I was trying to
I
assist
actually
her.
have some.
Hmm?
Well, I have something to add that
Okay.
might be assist Sivan.
Hmm.
And I will say about our ally who unfortunately killed one of you. He is loyal to a fault, and very protective, and is sometimes in the face of blind loyalty, he loses control.
Hmm.
So one of us must die because they lost control, says one of them in a mass. Ridiculous.
Back to you. How many?
You get to roll again because you do actually get advantage.
Nice.
All right.
Not better.
Yep.
It is
Thank
better.
you. Yes, Abandos seem a bit rough and gruff.
I see. So you claim that your friend acted out of loyalties. If we were to let him go, do you believe he would see more werewolves as his enemies? Would he attack again? Would you strike again?
I believe that we can convince him to not attack werewolves, and if he does, I assure you that I will stop him. I think I speak for all three of us when I say that.
I see.
Would be no more than self-defense.
The problem remains that you have killed one of our kind. Not only that, but one that had a very important role to fill in our pack. How do you expect to pay Zach back for that? How do you expect to...
I will whisper to Rika. I'd say you either gotta offer up the findings in the cave, or then you gotta offer up my hunting, please.
Well, I have one thing of note and one thing that, while would be an offer of kind of what you lost, would be regrettable for me to lose. Um, the thing of note, in my short time here, I have discovered that the place we were kept, uh, the supposed place of worship, is only the front chamber of the actual place of worship of the deity there. The deity called Ser, I believe, from the writings. And we believe that it would not be unheard of. Well, it would not be impossible to reopen the chambers to the place of worship.
I see. Do you know how that is possible?
We have ideas. There's a code phrase that has to do with the deity and her field. The phrase has something to do with, well, starting with the name Ser, and then the rest of the phrase apparently pertaining to something with the mountain or mountains. We suppose the goat is a depiction of the harshness of the mountains. And
how is that helping us to not starve? Says somebody.
Well, it would be. You do not need to place any kind of sacrificial food on in the front chambers, as that has nothing to do with the place of actual worship.
I suppose that does help a little bit. At least our superstitions are put to ease with that. Still, how can we trust you? How do we know you will not come back to kill us?
What would it take for you to trust us? Saban says this while, for the first time, just opening up his cloak to reveal himself completely.
It is a difficult matter. One of our packs seems to have been rescued by you. As such, there's already a basis to put trust upon. However, there is the problem that another one of you has killed one of us, and you have been seen to travel with hunters. This puts us in a difficult situation. But I admit, you particularly, we might be more inclined to trust. But what guarantee can we have? It's not a matter of trust, it's a matter of security. We can't put all our faith into a person, especially if our very lives are endangered by doing so.
Well, currently the chance of us being afflicted with lycanthropy is chances are pretty high already. So
Perhaps,
that's one thing.
but it's not guaranteed.
No, it's not guaranteed.
But perhaps if you were willing to let yourself be infected.
Well, that's where the thing.
If you yourself were to become infected with lycanthropy, it would be quite unlikely for you to lead hunters to kill us.
Yes, it would be very unlikely. as it would definitely put a stop in us entering any town, any place.
What do you think? They saved my life. I think we can trust them. I'm sure that the other guy might not have meant it. I mean, he was there when they caught me, and he didn't kill me. It must be some sort of mistake.
Maybe a bit overbearing when he tries to protect stuff.
And while we aren't allied to the hunters, having them around certainly could have egged him on to do something he later would regret.
Very well. I believe we can trust you. No, we can't. They killed one of our kind. No, Krillin, I am still the leader. We need to forge allies. We're in a desperate time. We need to put some faith in some people. I'm willing to trust you, but I have conditions.
That is fair.
Firstly, to make up for having killed one of our kind, you will stay here and hunt for us. We will let you leave. We will keep your friend. And we will allow you to go and hunt for us.
Do you still have my bow?
Yes, yes we do.
In that case, that can be done.
How much hunting do you suppose we'll have to do?
We will need enough to cover for the next few weeks. Do you believe you're up to the task?
How many people do you have in this pack?
Actually, now that you look around, you would say there isn't, like, to be honest, it looked more than it actually is. Because of how big the people are when they're in werewolf chain. Now that you're actually looking around, you think you actually just see about 8 or so wolves present in this place. We will need a good amount.
Well,
that would be the first condition.
I alone should be able to hunt to feed half of your tribe daily without a problem, as long as you have some prey in these woods.
Well, if the rest of your companions are as skilled as you are, there should be no problem.
On one hand, I'm afraid that I may be the best one out of my companions.
In any case, that is my first condition. The second is this: under no circumstance must you ever tell anyone where we are hidden. No hunters, no were-ravens, nobody.
Are the other pack members? Can we discuss your location with other werewolves?
It would be best not to risk it. If possible.
Is there any way to identify your pack?
There is not. The best you can identify this by is by location. If it is around here, there's a big likelihood it is one of ours, or one that has been freshly turned. Do you agree to these conditions?
Yes, I think these conditions suit us both.
Somewhere in the corner of the eye, you see, the familiar werewolf gun. Very well, then. In that case, it is decided. In the meanwhile, Krillin, he will keep an eye on you, in case you were to try anything.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I met him briefly.
he growls a bit at you. That guy. But in that case, it is all settled. You may go about your day again. And while you are hunting for our pack, you will get all accommodations you require here.
Yes. Um, this might be hugely controversial, but I'm not sure how much does your curse change people. Because if so, one of the two hunters may tactically be beneficial to you to keep around half sentient at the very least. Because he is a capable hunter as well. And from what I could tell, the brains seem to be the smaller guy, so you may be able to convince the bigger fella, but I would advise caution. I do not know how many of your kind he has fell.
You seem to be under the impression that we currently have those two. We do not. The only one we've been able to capture was you. It appears that the hunters that you decided to travel with had taken flight.
Alongside with our another companion?
The one that slayed one of ours?
Yes.
No.
So they did betray us.
Fucking guys.
I kind of figured.
Hey, I'm gonna hang on to those stereotypes. I'm not gonna be the first to break them.
It's good. It's good. I like, yeah, guys being fucking assholes all the time. That's great.
The moment you hired them, you should have known.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of did.
In any case, those are the terms. So, if that's everyone, you can go on to your things. And
I will whisper to Rika. Why did they think that we were allied with them if they knew they betrayed us?
what?
Saban will whisper to Rika, like, if they knew that those two hunters left us to dry, all four of us, why did they even consider the fact that we may be allies?
To be honest, that might be the reason why you're still alive.
Yeah, it could be, but still.
Well,
I
that
mean,
might
maybe
be an
they are
additional reason why
maybe
we're
they
alive.
are overestimating the hunters and thinking like, yeah, they left their purpose.
They're
Maybe they'll survive.
masterminds.
So, yeah,
They're trying to
maybe they'll
infiltrate
survive.
us.
Yeah, exactly.
Those hunters, them.
So wait, is this the loss of Saban the second? Sinfi the second?
If they took the cart, yes, it would be.
Yeah, I guess Saban would ask about
Not
that.
again.
If they take the card.
If they take the cart, we're gonna fucking kill them next time we see them. That's our card. It's our card.
At the end of this game, you're gonna be at Simpy the 8th.
No, we're gonna be essentially the 80th.
Ah,
Since he's
Horses.
the 12th.
in
So
any
that
way,
might bring to it.
the old
Yeah,
wolfman.
Saban would ask like, do you have whereabouts of a card? Because I do have some other supplies there. Or
Card.
my backpack. The card that you attacked us.
Crane steps
Yeah.
forward. We did not find you with a card.
Fuckers.
So I doubt you found me with my backpack either.
Backpack. I think, yes, there was one.
Okay.
We left it lying there.
Oh.
Well, if it could be retrieved, I have some traps in there for small game.
In any
Anything
case,
little helps.
you're under my supervision now, so don't even think about trying anything.
All right.
I don't want to think of anything, but I'd kind of be interested in a rematch at some point, though a bit friendlier one maybe next time.
You feel like he's smirking for a moment. Maybe later. I got my eye on you. You would have made a good wolf.
He may be a wolf yet.
Hopefully.
I heard it's painful.
You get used to it.
Hmm.
Follow me. He leads you down another tunnel and into a room where you see this stuff. Straight up stuff. Like random assortment of stuff. You see some dolls, you see a cartwheel. You're pretty sure there's an anchor there somewhere. And you also see your weapons.
Nice.
Right. My
Do I see
weapons.
my armor?
Let me be specific in the things that you find. For Saban, you find your hunting trap, your chain shirt, your longbow, your arrows, your shield. And for Rika, you just found your light crossbow.
So I
Yes,
don't
the one
find
I
my
don't
sword.
have any bolts for.
Oh, well.
So I don't find my longsword.
No, you don't.
Are these all the weapons I was found with?
Oh, wait, you also found your axes. Sorry. Huh? Aside from the backpack and some other crap that was lying about at the place, yeah.
It may still lie there, Saban.
Another thing you notice is that you are missing your dream pie.
Well then.
So I am missing my longsword, my shield.
No,
Most of
your
the
shield
stuff
is there.
Oh, my shield is there.
Yeah, your shield is there.
Alright, that's good to know.
Alright then. Do you want to go hunting now, or do you have a hunt during the day?
I can go set out a trap during the night, but I can't see as well as you people seem to do.
Well, we're not going out just to set a trap.
Well, most small critters are nocturnal, so.
Do you want to hunt during the night or the day?
The day, preferably.
Very well.
I'm fine with either, but during the night it's mostly gonna be berries.
In that case, I will show you where you will sleep. Once again, leads you somewhere else. To a place where you see a bunch of sort of hay and sheets lying on the floor among the river, and you're shown to one corner where there is 3 of them placed. This will be where you rest. In the same room, there's quite a few of it's quite a big room. Like this seems to be the normal sleeping place for all people here. And there's some other wolves currently there. One of them napping. A few others are currently huddled together, just looking at you weirdly.
Could I sleep in the the room with the writing? You know, the
No,
one that's okay.
you will sleep in the same place. It's easier to keep an eye on you like that.
Fair enough.
Very well then. Good night.
guide.
He backs off and walks away, but not that far away. He basically crosses the bridge and then takes the rock and sits down on it, staring you down.
Spawn will sleep against the wall or something to lean on, so he
All right.
won't appear to be staring back at him.
So this is
And
the
then
point.
nod off at some point.
This is the point at which you can actually take your long rest now.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with half my hit dice back. But we did go to full HP during long rest, did we?
Yes, yes, you do. You get full HP, you get your clash features back, all that good stuff, that good jazz.
No, my class features were actually unused.
Yeah, I know. I need to put more fights into a single day, I think. Because you guys keep saving them up, then there's no more fights afterwards.
I mean, it's not really that. It's just that Saban got knocked out before he got to use them.
Yep, story of Saban's life.
Yeah.
Alright, but for Rika that means spell slots.
Yeah.
Anyhow, after the long rest, you see actually some light through some sort of holes up in the ceiling. Shine through.
Wait, we're inside a building?
No, you're not inside a building, you're inside what appears to be a cave.
Alright. Acceptable.
In any case, as you wake up, you notice that a lot of the wolves are now in this place sleeping.
Nocturnal creatures. Understandable.
The one that's called Krillin from Dragon Ball Z
Cheerio.
walks up to you and goes, "Alright, let's head out. Try to be quiet." And he leads the way. You follow him through a way of from some of the tunnels from one place to another. It's not that big.
Before we get out, Saban will quietly ask, like, so are you looking strictly for meat or berries, mushrooms, all kinds of edible stuff?
Meat is preferred.
But others are accepted as well.
Yes, but berries are quite small. They do not feed us or fill us very well.
No, they do not. But they do work up to either bring out flavors in the meat or work as a bit of a buffer. Rather have a bush full and a rabbit than just a rabbit.
So he shows you the way, and soon enough you find yourself once again following alongside a sort of river in the tunnel itself that leads towards a wall of water. The waterfall. He leads you alongside the waterfall. It's like the waterfall is right next to you as you go alongside a small path. And
Saban will kind of cover himself with the.
and soon enough you find yourself outside of the surf falls. And it is, well, not quite light because this is Barovia. There's never quite light. But, it's much lighter than it was during your time in the cave.
Oh yeah, I'll use prestidigitation to just dry us all off.
All right. Yeah, you did get a little bit wet there.
Yeah.
Do you also dry off Krillin?
Yeah, sure.
He appreciates it.
Yeah, we don't need to smell a wet dog in our way.
Yeah, it is something. All right, then. Go on ahead.
Okay.
Is it okay if we go in the direction of where I was found with my backpack?
Sure.
Yeah, because I would like to get that back.
You travel up to where you think you were last. It's not that hard
Yeah.
because you were
On my
traveling
way,
alongside
I
the
will
river.
look for a place, like, look for a place to place the trap at.
All right. Roll me a quick survival.
It wasn't very quick.
There you go. You find a decently well-suited place. To be honest, anywhere along the river is pretty good since most animals go there at some point or another to drink.
Yep.
You find a decent spot, you put it down there, you remember the location to later check on it, and you arrive at the place where you last were. And yeah, Irene's story checks out. It appears to be some sort of campfire that was made. However, the cart is gone. You do see your backpack lying there, although it appears like somebody has ruffled through it. It looks like the stuff is just basically strewn all over the place. And you see a small thing that is wrapped with a cloth.
Oh.
It is your longsword.
Small.
Yeah, okay, small might not be thin.
Yeah. Saban does take that with actual smile on his face. Oh, that's good.
There's, however, no sign of
Well,
a cart.
yeah. I will take a look through my backpack, expecting to see the gold in my backpack to be gone.
Yeah, yes, it is. Also, your rations are gone.
Fuckers.
I already have 0 of them, so
Okay. They're now double gone.
yeah.
If you would have had any rations, you're pretty sure they would have taken
Yeah. Well, there's the fishing tackle, so.
them.
Irene, do you know how to fish?
Uh, not, not really.
Rika?
No, I've never been an outdoorsy person. Though I do
I just
suppose
look
it,
at Krillin.
No.
Like,
I do suppose I learned pretty fast.
I've caught
No.
some fish, but with my bare hands, not that.
no, Saban is more looking like, so this is the hunting party we have.
I mean, I'm a quick learner. I could figure out how to fish.
Yeah, find some worms, put them on the hook. When the hook goes underwater, pull it up.
Alright, so Rika will do fishing.
Yep.
Alright.
I think Saban will use some of her day to teach Rika. Make sure she doesn't get all my lines snapped.
Okay, what kind of check do you think fishing would be?
I think it would be either nature or survival.
I would say
I
survival.
guess technically you could say it could be a dexterity saving throw.
Nah, survival.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I am not good at nature.
So, Saban, you roll for teaching,
Oh.
and you roll for fishing, Rika.
See, I have a +2 to my survival.
Okay, this is actually quite good.
Because I have a +2 modifier to wisdom.
This is actually quite good. Saban, you take some time to teach her the basic gist of it, and to be honest, it doesn't even take that much of a time. You feel like after 1 hour, she seems to be really getting it. Like she's already caught a bunch of fish. You feel like she's got this for the rest of the day.
Maybe fair fishing should be quite simple, but yeah. But with that, I think I will then take my bow and look for some bigger game.
Okay,
Rabbits,
roll
deer.
me another survival, with advantage due to your background.
16.
All right. Okay, so first of all, Rika, you managed to catch quite a few fish. Like quite a few. You actually have to pull out, make some space in your backpack or find some other way of transporting it because it is quite a few.
Long stick,
Good plan.
through the gills.
I actually have a staff within my items if Rika doesn't have one.
Wait, a staff?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
walking
the
stick
arcane
or
focus staff. The arcane focus staff technically.
well, that's not really staff.
In any case, you catch quite a few fish. You're pretty sure that would be enough to feed like the whole rest of your party. Like enough fish for 4 people at least. You're quite proud of yourself. Like especially you're quite proud of yourself. That was a good catch. As for Saban, considering your background, you're actually not doing as well as you think you would have. Like, yeah, you still, catch quite enough to at least, manage to feed more than five people or so. But somehow you feel like if you were to, spend as much time as you just did hunting for things, you should be able to do much better. In any case, you managed to catch even more so than Rika just did, but you just sort of feel like you could have done better.
Hmm. So it's like,
You
mm,
catch about you catch like a deer every 2 hours,
mm,
in between some more small stuff.
yeah. To get
Deer are pretty big.
numbers, technically my background without like automatically I'll be able to feed 5 people.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
You managed to get more than that.
yeah. Not just making sure that. Uh,
That's the thing, though. You don't manage to get a lot more than that, which is a little
mm,
disappointing.
yeah, that's fine.
It's a bit hard to, overdo that with rolls. But yeah, you did manage
Yeah.
to get a bit few more. And at the end of the day, you present all of this to Krillin, who actually seems quite impressed. Oh shit, hang on. Before I forget, what do you tell for Irene to do? Or is this leave her to her own devices?
Does she know how to use a bow? Does she have a bow? Like, what can she do? I guess Saban could teach her to make snares
Alright.
for like rabbits, but
She
small animals
manages,
like squirrels and stuff. Do I
over the
need to
whole
make a
day,
big
she
trap?
manages to catch a singular rabbit.
It's better than nothing. I was thinking maybe one squirrel. But she's exceeding my expectations.
She's quite excited.
Hmm, good job.
As you come back, you also realize that your trap has also managed to catch something.
Hmm,
As it turns out, not a rabbit.
very nice.
So you head back to the base, and honestly, the people there, like, there seemed to be some unspoken hostility there the last time you were there, but now that they've seen what you've all brought in, they seem to be tolerating you a bit more. In your off time, the woman that you didn't decide to kill, comes around to chat with you for a little bit, telling you that,
Grisha, you
what?
may know
Hmm?
Grisha. The
Yes.
yeah,
What's the name that you said she had?
Grisha.
Yes. So yeah, she comes
I'm not sure
along.
if I have written it correctly in my notes, but the way I have it here is
We'll go with that.
yeah.
I have a terrible mind for names. I should not be UG. Any case,
Hmm.
she comes around to talk with you guys a bit. Just mostly small talk, just trying to be polite. She also is the one who brings you food. Um, it's honestly, actually, it's quite decent. You actually eat some fish that day,
Hmm.
and honestly, it's not that bad there. Like, Gresham talks a bit with you just about general stuff. Uh, Not sure if you want to roleplay that out. We can do it later. And you're introduced to some other werewolves as well. They seem hesitant to talk with you at first at all, but eventually they get over it and try to be a bit friendlier with you. A few days pass, and give me both of you give me some more survival rolls to see how quickly you can sort out your debt to the pack.
Am I still doing it with advantage or just normal?
You still do it with advantage. Sorry, forgot to mention
Alright.
that.
Okay, how many spiral rolls? Just one.
Hmm.
Just one for you, yes.
Damn. Damn.
You guys are
Maybe
doing
they
quite
were
well.
just bad.
After 2 days, you managed to have paid your debt back. Surprisingly so. Like, you managed to outdo yourself from even the first day during the next 2 days. And I
I
think
think
this.
we've had time for long rests. I'm asking in case
Yes,
Rabbit dies.
absolutely, absolutely. at this point you're full. Like several days have passed, and at this point your debt is repaid. And I think this is where we're going to leave off today's session, and we'll
Yeah.
pick it up to next time.
Rika would have asked if she could